Rex is a medical device company and it serves both the neuro-rehabilitation clinics, i.e. the professional part of the market, where you might find doctors and physiotherapists in a hospital setting. And we also have a product that's available for people to use at home. And it is essentially a robot to enable people who have mobility impairments to walk around. And in particular to be able to have their arms free, to be able to stretch and reach for things, quite heavy loads, to paint, to fix their car, whatever recreational activity they want. There is tremendous benefit to people with a spinal cord injury who spend their lives in wheelchairs to be able to stand and mobilize, and the improvement to their quality of life as a result of the mobilization is considerable. And the psychosocial benefits of finally going to a party at being at the same level, at eye level, as other people, and being able to embrace and hug the people you love. These are all very important things, both from a medical standpoint and from a quality of life standpoint. So that's our mission, to improve the quality of life of people who spend their lives in wheelchairs. Rex is a pair of robotic legs. It's used by people with a spinal cord injury who can only otherwise be mobilized in a wheelchair. The patient will approach, or the user rather, will approach a chair in their wheelchair. They will transfer into the Rex fairly simply in a matter of moments, be strapped up, and then because the Rex has a lot of power in its electrical engines, it will then stand and the user will be able to walk around. Now, all of the movement is coming from the Rex. There is no need for the user to be able to initiate any movement themselves. And that's important because people with a spinal cord injury generally can't. There are three segments, really. The first segment is for people who have a spinal cord injury and and get mobility from a wheelchair. The market there is either the neuro-rehabilitation clinics, about 500 worldwide, so that, let's say, is a £50 million opportunity. And then for every Rex that we sell to a neuro-rehab clinic, we'd like to sell, say, 1 or 2 for home use. Now, to start with, the product is not affordable to the general population of people in wheelchairs. But we think that there is a great opportunity increasingly for them to be able to make a personal injury claim against their insurance company, saying that their quality of life can only be adequately restored or substantially restored with the use of a Rex. And the ramps, the door widening, which have traditionally been the staple of an insurance company claim, we think we can really bring some technology to bear for people with a spinal cord injury. Longer term, I think we can talk about neurodegenerative diseases as opposed to accidents like multiple sclerosis and muscular dystrophy, where the treatment goal will be to slow down the rate of decline. Anything that we can do to slow down the rate of decline in patients who have those diseases is of immense value to their quality of life. And then finally, I think a very interesting area is critical care. Generally, patients spend longer than they should in hospital. We want to get them out as soon as we can. So if they are able to get earlier physiotherapy in the critical care unit, earlier physiotherapy when they're downstage to a general medical ward, then they can be discharged from hospital faster. That will save a lot of money. Nobody likes being in hospital for a long time, but very often the constraint on early discharge is physiotherapy. Now, the opportunity for there is massive, because whereas there are only 500 neuro-rehab units worldwide, there might be 10,000 critical care units worldwide. That'll take a while to get to, but our vision is for robot-assisted physiotherapy. Every time there is a physiotherapist working, we'd like the robot to be considered. The investment case for Rex is the long-term opportunity because physiotherapy is massive worldwide. There are tens of thousands of physiotherapists, if not hundreds of thousands, all of whom are potentially helped by the use of a robot. So companies that have developed robot-assisted surgery have become part of the mainstream of surgery, and we would like to do the same in physiotherapy. And that's the vision. Near term, We think that the priorities are to enter the US market and to enter the China market. Both of these obviously are huge. So we'd like to launch country by country over the next 18 to 24 months. I should emphasize that the comments I made earlier about Rex for home use cannot apply in the US at the moment. The product is not available for home use. We will need to do some work with the US FDA in order to be able to get that labeling. The second investment opportunity that we believe will trigger an increase in value will be the emergence of clinical data. This, in the end, is a medical product, and we need evidence to be able to show to the people who pay, like the NHS here in the UK, or the insurance companies worldwide, that this is a treatment that is worthwhile. Now, I am confident that we will be able to do that, but nevertheless, the evidence is required. Initially, in order to be able to show that patients with a very high level injury, right up to the level of C4, C5, up here almost at the neck level, can safely get into the Rex, that they don't need a huge amount of training time. These are two important things that the payers will want to see. And then longer term, that there is a medical benefit, a clinical outcome. Say bowel and bladder management are two critical things for people who have to use wheelchairs. And we again hope to be able to demonstrate a solid medical benefit. So if we can put the global launches together and the evidence together, then I think we'll be well on the way. The first element of news flow, I think, that matters most to me is sales. That is a piece of news when somebody who knows what they're doing is prepared to pay money for our product. And I think as an investor in Rex, that's my top priority. After that, I think that clinical data will be important, and not just the conclusion of clinical trials, actually the start of a clinical trial, because I think it's hard for some investors to appreciate just how much data you need to be able to produce to satisfy an ethics committee that this trial should be approved. So we regard the start of a clinical trial as being an important point, and I'd hope that we'd be able to have trials in critical care and multiple sclerosis within the next 6 to 9 months starting up. And I think that patients will come from far and wide to be able to have the opportunity to participate in these trials. And then thirdly, market launches. I hope that we will be able to say that we are up and running, as I said, in the US, China, and as many other countries as we possibly can, where we can find the right quality of distribution partner. But these discussions happen every day of the week, and I'm confident that we can.